Hi everybody. I want to talk about a couple breath controllers that I use with Sample Modeling's awesome virtual instruments. The first one is the Yamaha BC3A, and it works great with all the stuff from Sample Modeling. Unfortunately, Yamaha stopped making them and you can't get them anymore. And they do require a keyboard that has a dedicated breath controller input, and those are getting hard to find too. Fortunately, there is an alternative from a company called Tech, and they make this little USB breath controller, and it plugs directly into your PC, so you don't have to have a keyboard with a breath controller input. And they have a new optional mouthpiece that's just like the BC3A Yamaha mouthpiece, in that you can control the back pressure the same way, and it functions just like the BC3A. It works great with the stuff. But I want to give you an overview of what I think of both of them, and I'll just see if I can give you a brief demonstration on how they work. Okay, I'm going to start with the BC3 breath controller, and that plugs directly into the back of my Kurzweil here where it says breath. And then I've brought up Kontakt, and I'm loading the Sample Modeling French horns, and there's a patch in there called Unison Horns BC, and that stands for breath controller. It's already set up, ready to go. And then all the articulations are done in real time just by blowing into the breath controller. I don't have to hit key switches or load different articulations. It's really like playing an instrument rather than triggering someone else's notes, so it's pretty gratifying. Okay, now I want to try the Tech USB breath controller. I'm using their new optional mouthpiece that looks just like the Yamaha BC3A mouthpiece, and you can even adjust back pressure the same way. And it's got a bendable, flexible tubing that I put around my neck so you don't have to hold the thing in your mouth the whole time. And I'm going to load up Sample Modeling's tenor saxophone. This version is the one that uses the Swam engine. And let's see what it sounds like. Here's the utility software from the Tech website for adjusting the response curve of their breath controller. There's a default linear setting, and that seems to work great for me. I'm not using mutes in any of my demos here, but Sample Modeling brass instruments include a full selection of mutes on a drop-down menu. This CC warning comes up until Kontakt receives data from either your breath controller, wind controller, or expression pedal. Well, that was a brief look at the breath controllers that I use with Sample Modeling's great instruments. As a trumpet player, it just feels really natural to use a breath controller to control dynamics. And it's great to play this stuff in real time. And there's other controllers out there, and there's some being developed. And my wife uses this one, the Akai 4000S, the Iwi. It's cool stuff too. I prefer keyboard, so that's what I'm going to use for the time being anyway. But thanks for looking.